All right, what's going on, everybody? Well, just like that, the football season's over with. It was a hell of a year this year, man. It was a hell of a run. A lot of nail-biting, tough games. That's the thing about SEC football is really, you get these playoff games and you get this, they ruined it. I don't know if they ruined it, but making us wait fucking 3.5 weeks definitely fucked us up somehow and fucked up the mother teams besides Indiana, which Indiana's probably going to be the team to win it, either them or Ole Miss. Really, it's a toss-up at this point. It's the only good thing about the playoff is it has kind of balanced out these teams. The teams that are paid by NIL and bought out by players. And that's why college football's dead, basically, and it will be going forward. And, I'm being for real this time. I mean, the NIL is going to ruin college football. It's just they might as well just start calling it the mini NFL, the semi-leagues, or the junior varsity NFL. Yeah, the junior varsity NFL, because that's all it is now. Used to be before, if you wanted to have a damn good football team, and I've probably said this in videos before, if you wanted to have a damn good football team that was even going to compete, and I mean, before this playoff, getting to a bowl game was good enough, because before the college playoff, just like it is now, only one team won the national championship. They would pick the number one and number two, and by the time before they got rid of it, they were letting the computer do it, so... Yeah, the BCS was definitely needed to go, but they had it right there for the 4 team for a little bit. Then the 12 team was right, but then they let the NIL come in. A lot of people say, oh, well, these players, they were being paid before. Then, these people, they're brain dead, drooling, bumbling idiots, basically, what they are. Because they have no idea what the old college football was like. Payers being played under the table. They weren't paying players at the University of Georgia because they banned our star running back all the way back then, Todd Gurley, for selling his jersey and selling some signed memorabilia that he had. That was his. That was his stuff. But this was back pre-NIL, before you couldn't do that stuff. So yeah, they brought the hammer down on him and the University of Georgia. That's how I know about it. That's how come all this NIL stuff is so. I know about it. I know about the rules of the NCAA. Before the NIL, you had to, if you transferred to a school, you had to sit out a full year before you could play. And that used to ruin players, basically. Like if you were a sophomore and you wanted to go transfer out to like go from Florida to Georgia or Georgia to Florida, you had to sit your entire junior year. And then maybe you'll get to play your senior year, and you'll get to play that 1 year and make it to the NFL. Now these players, they're leaving, and they get to play day one. That's not right. They have to have some kind of guardrails here. Like, yeah, you can go to the other team, but you're going to be penalized. You're going to sit out an entire year. If you think making that money's worth it, sitting out an entire year of fucking playing in-game tackle football, go right ahead. Texas has already done it. Texas paid defensive players to sit on the bench this year, just so Georgia couldn't have them. Texas has hired Will Muschamp, our old co-defensive coordinator, who helped us win back-to-back championships defensively. And if you can't beat them, just buy them, right? Oh, they're gonna find a way to beat Georgia. If it has to be paying Kirby Smart, stealing Kirby from the program, they'll do it. Because what I've learned is people from Texas are soulless and heartless, basically. Now, then the normal people who fucking keep the goddamn state running, yeah, they're good, decent people. But these old tycoons, these people who are at the top echelon, they are they're fucking scum. The same with Steve Sarkisian and everybody over at the Texas program. Texas A&M looks like they're the only program out of any Texas team, even TCU it looks like, that has any integrity at all and is doing it the right way. That's just me. But hell, that's going on all over college football. And some people might say, well, you're just mad because you're at Georgia and Georgia doesn't have any money. You don't have any rich billionaires or, tycoons to come back and just dump, billions of dollars into the program to steal players so they can sit on a bench for a whole year. Let me get back to the NIL, though. And basically, there was guardrails that the old NCAA basically discouraged you from transferring because it makes no sense to transfer. Somebody like Stetson Bennett, I use Stetson Bennett as an example since he's the goddamn top dog, you know what I mean? He never got his education, even though he went to the University of Georgia for, 6 years. Something like that, He was in college 6 or 7 years, but he was at Georgia a long time. Never got a degree in really anything because he transferred 2 times, basically. Or he transferred out and transferred back in. So that would count as 2 times. He transferred out 1 time, transferred back in, so that's 2 times. And once you do that, that's it. Like, you're not catching up on your credits, on your grades, on anything like that. Like, a lot of players have to come back and finish their education, like Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers, he's a different, he's intelligent, basically. He was able to come back and do it because he's fucking smart. He's able to, he's Brock Bowers. Of course, Brock Bowers came back and got his business degree at the University of Georgia. Are you fucking stupid? Of course he did. He's fucking Brock Bowers. Goddamn right he did. Fucking second greatest goddamn Georgia player ever behind Herschel Walker. That's fucking Brock Bowers. And that's fucking Brock Bowers. We missed him this year. That's what I'm saying. We're missing a caliber of player like him. Gunner, he's good, but he's like Stetson Bennett on steroids. He's great, but man, we really needed, and I guess Zachariah Branch, he was that, but Zachariah Branch, everybody knew he wasn't staying. He's right off to the NFL. He just used Georgia as a stepping stone, which that's the whole goal, is to get these players into the NFL. And that's what NIL is doing, is they don't give a shit about getting these players into the NFL as long as they don't play at Georgia. As long as they don't play at that team. I mean, I guess they're getting coached or whatever. And that's what Kirby said up to the Ole Miss game, the Sugar Bowl. Kirby said, wherever you're at, you should be worried about getting better. You should be worried about getting better, exactly. You shouldn't be worried about NIL, but here we are. Because we live in a sick, capitalistic, basically, society, and, this is where Hugh's right. This is where Hugh is right. And it's money ruins everything. And that's the first thing I said whenever they said they were going to start paying the players. I said, yeah, money ruins everything. I said, them old heads, I call them the old heads because that's what people called them, because they didn't like them. But the old heads, the old people who worked at the NCAA, who actually kept it right for the pure competition's sake. You throw NIL money in there, the competition's out the water. Competition's out the water. Because now a player, all he's thinking about is, fuck, can I make more money here, more money here, more money here? All right, coach, I'm ready. All right, go in there and kick the game-winning field goal. Can I make more money? It's fucked up, but it's true. While our team's playing the college playoff, other teams get to, recruit and steal players. And, that's what it is there's teams are stealing players from each other. It's gotten into it's bad. It's just bad. And it'll trickle down to basketball, probably even baseball, even all the way down to probably tennis. Hell, and Georgia just won the national championship in tennis and track and field. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We compete at the highest level in every sport. It's just not football. You go over to Alabama University or whatever, you go in their pool or whatever, they probably got one fucking little pool for, they're a joke basically when it comes to competing at the highest level at every other sport and in college. So Georgia has to share And this is where I'm getting at with this. I'm not just like fucking pounding my chest like, God damn, Georgia's the greatest fucking thing ever to exist. It's not true. What happens is a school like, USC. USC's not not a good example, but let's use West Virginia for example. You think West Virginia competes in fucking golf or competes in tennis? No, but they compete in football. So they'll push money to the football program where Georgia can't just push all the money from the university into the football program. They has to be divided up pretty damn equally amongst all the programs. Now, of course, the football gets a lot more because it's a lot bigger. Yeah. Georgia's going to have to... it's going to have to pay players. There's no ifs and buts about it. Miami looks like the defense we should have right now. That's the truth. So, it is what it is. You can say I'm pissed off, disgruntled Georgia fan. Pissed off we lost. We didn't just lose, we got our fucking hearts ripped out. And that goes for a game that, me personally, I thought it was going to be a walk in the cake. I thought we were going to just walk right in there and, beat their fucking ass. Just wipe the field with them. Instead, they did the ass beating, I guess. It's a good game. Like I said, we had a good year. Had a good year. Hey, you win the SEC, that's good. It just sucks even worse not drinking anything. I decided not to drink anything for the game, and boy, did it make it even 10 times worse. By the time the game ends, everything's closed, and it's good I didn't relapse. I didn't relapse one fucking bit. So, sober. Fucking sucks. Just sucks for fucking Gunnar Stockton, man. You can tell. I mean, obviously, he gave his fucking heart and body for this university, for that football program, and he's coming back next year. Oh yeah, Gunner's getting a senior year. That's for damn sure, and everybody knows Gunner's coming back. Hopefully, people like to spread rumors and say that Gunner might leave or something like that, or blah blah blah. Them people, they're just fucking vultures, man. Just vultures. They see the program's hurting or whatever. The program's licking its wounds. Let's just go in and create all these fake fucking stories. Oh, yeah. I'm starting to think the Bobo and Schumann shit was all generated fucking AI horse shit off X. Every fan I've talked to, they said Bobo had an outstanding. Now, they said, yeah, Bobo kind of got back to his ways. I said, what ways? The offense that he ran with Aaron Murray was an I formation under the center and a fucking West style shotgun style offense. Fucking Gunnar Stockton lined up in goddamn quarterback run formations. And we lined up in power I and 5 wide all fucking year, 5 wide and the West Coast offense, because that Bobo still threw some of it in there. Totally different offenses. Aaron Murray was a drop back passing passer. That's what Aaron Murray was. Now, would Murray take off and run some? Yes, but every time he'd get hit, he'd get... He never once actually ran over somebody. Gunnar Stockton has ran over players. But Aaron Murray never did no running over. Bobo had an outstanding fucking year, Bobo and Gunnar. I mean, they did something that was almost impossible, guys. You got to realize that we lost our star quarterback. Our star quarterback, Carson Beck. When we lost Matthew Stafford, the program fell to pieces. I mean, the next year, Georgia lost 8 games. It was the worst season in, 50 fucking years or something. Before Vince Dooley became the head coach. It was that fucking bad. Bobo single-handedly saved Kirby from having a bad season, basically. Instead, they turned a rebuild year into a competing year, and all them players, all them freshmen and sophomores, if they don't get stolen out of our university, we're going to have a team to be reckoned with next year. We will be picked number 1 overall going into the next year. I guarantee you. That's just the way it goes. I got a feeling in my bones that we'll be either number 1 or number 2. Picked to be number 1 and be picked to win it all. Because ESPN's just fucking sick and cruel like that. I fucking feel it. I feel it coming. This football season ain't even in it. I'm already talking about next season, because that's what you got to do. You got to just move on. There's a lot of fans, they'll come discontinued or disheartened, or not disheartened, but they'll become de-enfranchised until next football season. They were never really fans to begin with. If you seen Georgia lost and the first thing you thought was, I'm going to sign off, you're not a real fan. Not a real fan, sorry. You live through that thick and thin. That's what makes you a sports fan. Or I'd say a super fan like I am of the university. If not, then you're just a bandwagoner, and you'll just latch on to, especially if you're rooting for another team. But then again, if you're not from Athens and you're not from Georgia, does it really fucking matter? Does it really fucking matter who you root for? That's what I always said. You'd have people come from out of state or whatever, and they'd be wearing a Florida or Tennessee thing, and people would be talking shit. You're in Athens. Why are you wearing that? Because they're not from Athens. Duh. People are stupid. That's like the malt liquor community or whatever. I wouldn't let them fucking clowns get to you, man. Which I know they don't. Complete imbeciles. That's what that Chris guy, I don't even know who the fuck that faggot is. And then Stephen Holmes or whatever. Yeah, if you're watching this, Stephen, just know that you're an evil person. Other people, Chris, he repeated it so many times last night that he became a broken record, basically, on Still Worldwide Stream or whatever in his chat section. But when Steven says it, he's saying it with the meanest, malice, gall he could say it with, in the meanest fucking way, and however you read it, that's the way he's saying it, the meanest fucking way possible. I don't like people like that. Because in all reality, that's how they are all the time. Steven's just not like that when he hops on the fucking internet, guys. He's like that to everybody in his fucking life, basically. When Steven comes walking, his family members are like, oh shit, here we go. Here comes Steven. Get ready for a lecture. But put the beers away. Steven's coming. God damn, I guarantee you that's how he is. A little fucking motherfucker. Yeah, a lot of people are saying don't fall into the troll trap. I am a troll. I seen that coming from a mile away. I knew he was going to do it. I knew it. I knew if Georgia lost, either I wasn't really thinking about Ole Miss, but I was thinking in the back of my head, if Georgia loses to Ole Miss or loses to Miami, then I guarantee Steele's going to fucking brag and whatever. And sure as shit, he was like jumping up and down, celebrating because Georgia lost. You got to love it, man. You got to love it. Like a fucking school child. No. I wasn't sad or anything. I quit being sad about Georgia football a long time ago because, I mean, there was a stretch that it was every year we were competing like this. Every year we were competing until we won our until we won our national championship that we had won after 40 fucking years. 40 years of not winning a national championship, we finally won it. And until then, every year we were competing for it. Every year I got my heart ripped out when I was young. When I was younger. When I'm older now, I don't have anything left for it to rip out. Georgia football's done ripped everything out of me. That's the fucking truth too. The new fans, the fans that come after the championships and, just new fans in general, yeah, it's tough. It's fucking tough, but imagine how Gunnar Stockton and Oscar Delt and C.J. Allen and I don't know about Zachariah Branch, but, imagine them players, how they feel. They probably devastated, just devastated. Still getting my fucking throat right after I quit smoking weed. Yeah, Hugh, you need to try nicotine pouches. I don't know how they work with smoking, but they worked with my chewing tobacco. Like 100%. But I had already been quit off the tobacco when I started it. So I'm not a fair my situation is not right to use. Because I didn't really use them to quit because I was already quit. And quit off the alcohol, I feel fucking great. I don't feel like $1,000,000. I mean, the urges are still there, but it's nice not having fucking stomach problems and all that shit. And that's why the younger generation ain't drinking. It's just so much, it's tired of getting sick because it's packed full of so much garbage. Corn syrup, God knows what pesticides and what else, hormones, fucking turning fucking Stephen gay. I mean, good God. Foolish to think if they don't put that shit in that malt liquor. That's probably the shit that has the most fucking bullshit in it. I guarantee you. I bet they put fake coloring in the Old English. It's just malt liquor is so fucking disgusting. I don't know. It's like the difference between a diet Pepsi and a regular Pepsi. And either you know this or you're not. Either you know this or you don't. A Budweiser is a regular Pepsi. Malt liquor is diet Pepsi. And of course, the regular Pepsi tastes way better. That's just the way it is. That's how it will always be to me. It's just taste. Shit, it tastes terrible. The higher percent alcohol, that never appealed to a raging alcoholic like me who literally drank a fifth of liquor every fucking night. I mean, I need a little bit more than some fucking beer. That's why Hugh keeps that fucking jug of Stoli around. Just in case. I'm glad you're weaning off of it, Hugh, because, you need to, definitely, because you're older than me, so, you need to keep that health in check, for real. Don't want to turn out like steel. And I don't mean that in an insulting way, but just, you don't want to turn out looking like him, and, yeah, you don't want to turn out looking like him. You'll never be like him. You would have to, you'd have to beat yourself over the head with a hammer for like a week or something, and then maybe if you didn't die, then you would be as dumb as Steel Worldwide, and that's about how dumb Steel is. Yeah, that was a hell of a year by the dog. That was a hell of a year by the dogs. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It was hard to shoot off fireworks or do anything when it's snowing outside. It was raining a little bit here, but even then, nobody wants to get out. People are shooting guns. That's about it. Cheaper for bullets than it is fucking fireworks, I guess. Fucking teach the kids how to fucking shoot. What's this video going on? Oh, 25 minutes long. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Still be yelling, go dogs. For sure. For sure. But yeah. 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 Go dogs. We'll get them next year. We'll get it next year, guys.